hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot. For today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be figuring out some good news coming your way. We're just going to leave this open to your inner self to bring through the messages that are going to uplift you. If you are new to Pick a Card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1, 2, or 3. And if more than one pile calls out to you, there may be multiple messages in different piles for you. Once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as a top comment. Please remember, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, and your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. Without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Hello, group number 1. This is going to be your message of the good news coming in for you. And you have here the Ace of Swords, which is super exciting. Those of you wondering if now is the time to start something new, do it. This is a big yes card. This is a big new beginning card. But in addition to that, this is a card of clarity. So wherever you have been feeling any sort of confusion or even stagnancy, especially in a mental way, your thought process or just feeling or thinking you're not good enough for something, you are closing this out and starting fresh. Any confusion you've had in a relationship, a situation, where do I go from here kind of thing, you're getting the clarity you need to be able to finally move forward. This could also be some good news coming in as a result of it being the swords. Aces are new beginnings, so new, fresh information, maybe even that will really open up the path before you. So let's get some additional tarot in the mix for group 1. Good news coming their way. And we have here the Explorer of Cups, or the Knight of Cups in this deck, which is really nice to see in this position of being able to finally move forward on something you might have been hesitant about before. But this is a new emotional beginning that you're taking on, like this whole new path, this whole new trajectory is really how this feels. And maybe even the news coming in is an offer from somebody that makes you feel very lit up on the inside, very emotionally content and happy. We also have here the Seven of Cups, and the fact that this is coming out, this is letting me know that there's not just one way this is going to play out, and especially because this is a general reading, I'm not going to get too specific about how this is playing out because the timelines are not set yet, exactly what's coming in, how it's coming in, and what you're going to do about this energy. But just know, as the good news coming in, you're going to have a lot more options than you currently have. And for those of you that have a lot of options right now, this is letting you know you're narrowing in or focusing in or honing in on the 1 or 2 or 3 options that are best for you, and then starting to take action in that direction. For those of you who feel like nothing's really moving forward, there are no opportunities or options available, they're going to start coming in, and as a result, it's almost like the second they start to come in, you're going to know, yes, this is for me, or no, I'm going to pass on this opportunity because I can feel something better coming in. You're just going to know. There's this inner claircognizance or inner knowing about the path ahead for you that is just like unprecedented compared to like in the past. It's just this deep knowing of what your trajectory is going to be, which is very beautiful. All right, what other good news is coming in hot for group number 1? Good news, conflict. So yes, this is a resolution of any conflicts that you've had going on, because this is good news coming in. Or as a result of any conflicts that are coming up, you're going to be able to see past your differences, past any quarrels going on, and get to the root cause of, how to move forward, or kind of have this win-win outcome or win-win situation. Could even be some sort of blockage in a creative project or a creative passion, creative endeavor, or just finding creative solutions to a problem that you are currently or in the near future will be facing, because this is good news. You're finding, putting these differences aside and moving beyond it. Yeah, and then we have stop here, which really talks about pausing, having a break, moving through stagnation too is what I see, but you're going to be able to move through this stagnation or stuck energy after a vacation, after a break, after a pause, after a respite. You guys have been pushing yourselves very hard, and for those of you that you don't really resonate with the pushing yourselves very hard message, this just could be that the just the stasis kind of energy of nothing really changing. Everything's like Groundhog Day, same-ish, different day. But that is what's going to be shifting for you. So that is good news all around, wherever you fall on this spectrum of, being too busy or nothing's happening. And we also have here fate. So yeah, coincidence and fate and fortune telling, just again with that claircognizance, that clear knowing, just knowing how to move forward on your path. We have the number 10, 30, and 12 here, so those could also be relevant on your path ahead, but just know the good news coming in is this almost feels destined, whatever you're heading into, and this isn't a destined like, well, I gotta do it because it's in, my birth plan or my birth chart or whatever it is. You feel good about this destined event. All right, let's get some additional guidance for group 1, the good news coming in hot. Okay, very interesting, because we have the word no and stop. And this says sleep on it, this says break, pause. So there is this need to stop trying to push things to move forward, or stop trying to take unnecessary action. Yes, there's still a need to take action, but we're talking here about the unnecessary action, or just kind of this almost resistance or pushing a boulder up a hill kind of energy that I know sometimes I even get into. Like, I want something to happen now, so I try to make things happen, and then I almost just shoot myself in the foot about it. And I need to realize a lot of times that if I just pull my energy back and be in more receptive mode, that's when the energy starts to flow in. So there is this kind of clarity coming to you as to when do I push to move forward, and when do I pull back that energy and allow that energy to come to me. That's what you're figuring out here. Some of you are also saying no. The clarity that's coming in with this conflict, you might be saying no to a relationship or an opportunity that someone else is trying to push you into or convince you of. And you're saying, nah, I'm good. For some of you, this could just be a break in this relationship, situation, career, whatever it is. But for others of you, you are cutting or removing, pulling these out by the roots. These relationships, situations, and jobs once and for all. You're done with it. You're just saying no more. I'm better than this. And it is part of your destiny to move beyond this. For others of you, this is just maybe closing out a cycle or taking a break with this person or this situation. And for others of you, this is cutting it out completely. All right, other good news coming in. But this is going to feel like good news to you. Even if it's a little bittersweet, this is something you're ready to do. So those of you not wanting to end a relationship, I don't see that your energy is included in that aspect of this reading. But those of you that are ready and willing to let something go, that is talking about you. And we also have here the number 13. Yeah, that very feminine energy about stepping into your power. But this isn't the masculine energy of pushing and, giving all of your energy and effort outwardly. This is about taking that step back to step into your power. Allow that divine feminine receptive flow energy of the pause and the sleeping on it kind of energy to come in. And of course, you're still taking action in aspects, but not at maybe even the level or volume that you think you have to make things happen in your life, because that energy is coming toward you. All you need to do is catch the wave and ride it rather than try to fight to get there. So very beautiful message. So the number, again, your numbers are 12, 30, 10, and then 13 is the 13 card here. So and it's very Venus energy, very feminine energy as well. So looking where Venus is transiting in your chart and where also your Venus is in your natal birth chart can really, and the signs that Venus rules, which are your Libra and your Taurus sign. So looking what houses that rules, what it's placed in, where it's transiting, could really eye-open you to where you are flowing with the energy rather than trying to push forward. So that's your good news coming in group 1. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share. Even a little simple comment or an emoji would really help me out with the algorithm, and I'd appreciate that so much with the energy exchange here today. And for those of you sending donations, wow, we actually got a $100 donation here on the channel the other day, and I cannot even tell you how much that meant to me and how just absolutely shocked I was. Thank you so much. I don't know that the person wants me to tell their name, but you know who you are, so thank you so much for that. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. They really do help the channel, so thank you so much. And I hope to see you, Group 1, right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye. Hello, group number 2. Let's go ahead and get into this reading. The good news coming your way. And we have a very, I didn't realize this. I was just kind of laying out some stickers. Then I draw the cards and all on and on. you know, devil can sometimes represent a misuse of sexual energy, and this is a very phallic looking crystal we've got going on here. So there might be some adjustments. Good news coming in is there might be an adjustment to your love life or to your sexual life that is going to bring you joy and maybe make you feel more in balance. So those of you that want more of that in your life, you're bringing more in. Those of you that want to, you know, kind of balance that out, you're balancing it out. But also the pleasures in life, being able to take advantage of the things that bring you joy and happiness and even bring in abundance, and being able to curb some temptations. And for some of you, that could be that relationship that keeps ending and then starting back up and then ending and then starting back up. You're making a decision once and for all in your best interest, quite possibly for some of you, to let this go because it's not good for you and you know it. And you know, it might just be good in certain aspects, but you know, the bad outweighs the good. You're letting it go. And for some of you that's not a relationship, this might be a habit. I see someone, you know, we've got kind of some liquid here in the crystal, so that might be you know, drinking too much alcohol, drinking too much soda or coffee, or just ingesting something, or even content or movies or TV shows that just aren't really benefiting your life, and they're taking a lot of your time, effort, and resources away from things that you could be doing instead. So lots of messages already coming through for you guys, but let's get some additional tarot. The good news coming in, basically already, you're closing out bad habits and temptations, maybe not once and for all, but you're getting a pretty good handle, feeling a little more in control of certain substances or situations that have been going on. Just like big new beginning energy too. Yeah, new beginning energy with that Fool, absolutely. Yeah, being able to take a leap of faith in a new direction that you're going to start being able to take action on, and it's going to be pretty soon. Very soon this is coming in, and you're going to be able to just go off to the races with this thing. Just my only, I guess, little warning, I guess, with the Explorer of Swords or the Knight of Swords here, and this is the Fool if I didn't mention it, by the way, with the Explorer of Swords here, sometimes they can rush into something very quickly without thinking or having some sort of game plan, or they say something just without thinking about it first, or they volunteer to do something without thinking it through and realizing, no, I don't have time to do that. So just make sure you've got at least a little bit of a game plan before you just go jumping into something new. For most of you though, I do see this as something that's been weighing on you, and you know, kind of that little angel on your shoulder, devil on your shoulder kind of energy. And I think most of you already know the direction you're going and what to do, but here he is kind of leaning off the cliff. And then you do have the Fool, which that's that leap of faith off the cliff, and your wings will grow on the way down kind of vibe. So yeah, you don't have to have it all ironed out. You don't have to have it all figured out. You can get started, but at least know the next couple of steps to keep that momentum going. Otherwise you might burn out on this, you know, kind of motivational and inspirational energy that's really wanting to come in and assist you to live your best life. So let's get some additional cards. Good news coming in for group number 2. Yeah, just don't let it fizzle out. Keep that momentum going with whatever it is you're trying to do and accomplish here. Oh, loneliness. Yeah, some of you are letting someone go, and it's going to be a very, you know, for a moment, very, very lonely, because you're used to maybe having this person or this habit or this, you know, or maybe this habit you're trying to overcome. You're the only one in your circle and everyone else is still doing the habit, and you're just like, but I need help, I need assistance, and you almost feel like you don't have the support of people. But because this is a good news coming your way energy, you're closing this out, and you will start to see these people show up to where you don't feel so lonely. We also have the Bully energy, which I love to see this below the devil in this type of reading. The good news coming your way, because any signs of unfairness, of bullying, of rejection, embarrassment, gossip, unwilling people in your life that just don't want to play fair or play nice, you're closing this cycle out. And for some of you, this is maybe even your own bullying within your thought process. And technically, those mean and nasty thoughts are not even you. It feels like you because it's in your voice, in your head. Those of you that can hear that internal monologue, I know not everybody can do that. But those of you that are, you know, beating yourself up, telling you you don't look the best, or, you know, you did that thing wrong, or you made a mistake, or a lot of times that's not even your voice. A lot of dark entities will utilize our thoughts to manipulate us into not feeling very good, and then they will siphon that energy to fuel them and to keep them going. So just be very mindful of the thoughts that come in, especially if they aren't feeling very supportive or very good, because it's most likely not even you, and you can even break that down or shut that down right out of the gate and just say, no, I'm not entertaining this, go away. You are not welcome here. And then we have sweet dreams. So yes, you're replacing that loneliness, that bully energy with happiness and satisfaction and feeling comfortable, and maybe even having time to just have a lazy day, like it says here on the card, just being lazy, being able to sleep in. This would really do your spirit some good, just to not have to go do something or be on all the time. You know, like I say a lot, we are human beings, not human doings, but in this system, in this matrix, we are, you know, considered human doings. We are constantly having to go and a lot of times be debt slaves. You know, if you just quit working tomorrow, you know, where's your next meal coming from? How are you going to put a roof over your head? You kind of almost have to be that debt slave to keep going, to keep paying it forward, to keep going and going and going. And it feels very unfair and out of balance, but you guys are almost maybe having this break, or being able to take some time for yourself without feeling guilty about it. Because I think in the past, you guys, even if you took one day to just do what you wanted or to sleep in an extra hour, you would then later beat yourself up. Like, I'm already so behind and now I'm even more behind. And like, but are you really though? I mean, just think of it. All those to-do list items, do they really have an expiration date? Yes, some of them very clearly do. But you guys might be ticking off certain things on your to-do list, or just completely nixing them off the to-do list completely because they don't even need your attention, and they don't even need to be there. So you might be examining that. And the good news is you're not feeling the guilt about letting certain things, situations, possibly relationships go that are no longer on the same path as you. And that is perfectly okay. All right, what other good news is coming in for group 2? Yeah, you're closing out a lot of negative cycles with this group. So this is actually probably, so far of the 2 groups, I would say this is going to be the most impactful, the most life-changing of the 2 groups, because you're closing out a lot of just toxic energy, which is amazing. Yes, and trust. I love this. Trust that the universe has a plan for you, and also your inner self, formerly known as the higher self here on my channel, and that is your spirit. That is that part of you that is directly connected outside this matrix to the original source creator, God, the universe, whatever you want to call that universal energy of creation. You are directly connected to that through your inner self. So connecting to your inner self and trusting the guidance from your inner self, knowing that the plan is there and the path is there, and you can follow this path to a T without feeling guilty. Knowing and trusting is going to be a big part on your next chapter in life. Your next big step, your next big leap of faith is trusting that you will grow those wings on the way down, like we were just talking about at the beginning of the reading. And then, yes, new moon and the fresh start, new beginning, which we were already talking about that new beginning from the beginning here. So yeah, and again, just remember to plan a couple steps ahead so you don't kind of run out of that energy. But I mean, we're pretty much repeating ourselves at this point. So fresh start coming in hot, new beginning. You might even be getting a lot of downloads and information about your future and very near future through your dream state, through any meditations, or even daydreams, when you're just washing dishes and your mind is just kind of wandering, and you're downloading some very important information. Of course, vet that information that comes from your thoughts out, because it could be dark forces trying to get to you in your own head. So just be very mindful of what these thoughts are doing, if they're true, do they resonate with you? Even if they do resonate with you, like, oh yeah, I don't look good today, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to pay it any mind or accept it as your truth. You do not have to. So that's the good news coming your way, group 2. I hope this resonated, and please feel free to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share. Even a little like or an emoji comment would really help with the engagement on my channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. And thanks to those of you who've been sending the donations. Wow, we actually got a $100 donation here on the channel the other day, and I cannot even tell you how much that meant to me and how just absolutely shocked I was. Thank you so much. I don't know that the person wants me to tell their name, but you know who you are, so thank you so much for that. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you, group 2, right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye. Hello, group number 3. I just got this really huge rush of excitement right before I pushed record back on my camera. I am super pumped for your reading. The good news coming your way. And you had the sticker Just Peachy, so you already have this little sneak peek or sneak peach. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Not really. Not very funny. But you already have this sneak peek into the fact that things are going to be just peachy. Whatever you're stressed out, worried about right now, it's going to work out in your favor. You also have here the 6 of Pentacles, which I love to see in a good news reading, because this is letting you know anything that has been feeling out of balance, unfair, is balancing out and becoming fair. Those of you that want to be able to give more of yourself, your time, your money, your effort, your attention, you're going to be able to do so. Those of you needing a little bit of help from others in those areas, you're going to be getting those resources as well. And it's going to feel very fair and balanced for all parties involved. Nobody is feeling like a victim or a martyr at all. So anyone watching right now that has felt like a victim, a martyr, like you give way too much and don't get much in return, this is shifting, this is changing. That is such good news. Let's get some additional guidance. The other good news, or if we're building on this theme already, what's coming in, good news coming in for group 3. One more. Oh, there we go. We got the Hermit as well. And the Four of Swords. So there is this element of healing. So those of you that feel like, well, I can't pull back my energy. I have all these things to accomplish and all these things to do. We really did tune into that energy in the previous groups as well. So this just might be a collective theme going on where we almost feel like I can't pull back my energy. I can't do these things because if I do, then all the hard work and momentum I've built will crash and burn. And that's not the case. And in fact, if you do pull back and give yourself the much needed rest and care and just time to, heal both your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, all of the things, be able to heal on so many levels, you're going to learn so much about yourself and the nature of reality that it's not even funny. Like, the good news coming in is you're going to be able to take some time to just do what you need to do to recover from all the busyness and all the work and the trauma we've all been through as humans on this planet, and be able to actually create a life you love. But it seems counterintuitive that to, really make things happen, sometimes we do need to step back and rest. But think of your cell phone or any device that needs charging. If you run the battery out, it's almost useless. You just can't go anymore. And when you decide, okay, I'm going to take a couple hours, I'm going to charge this phone, and it's back to 100% battery, giving it that time it needed to fully, fill its cup back up or, recharge that battery would make it work even better. So that's kind of what I see with your energy is you're allowing yourself to charge. So go charge yourself in the best way possible. And this is lots of different ways you can do this. You can connect to nature, you can read a good book, you can take a nice sea salt bath, you can just do whatever it is that brings you joy and makes you feel rested and recuperated. So the good news is you're going to be able to find time and space in your life and in your day-to-day routine to be able to do this. And for those of you that have recently been through a breakup, there is an immense amount of healing coming in from your inner self, directly from your spirit, to assist you in lighting the way forward and discovering who you are without this person in your life or even a situation. I'm even seeing someone who recently lost a job, left a job, you're unsure of your next steps in your job front, or maybe you're wanting to leave a job but you just can't because of finances. You're going to be able to leave a toxic job, find a job that fits much better, even if there is a bit of a lapse between working jobs. I know for most people that's like very scary territory to be in, but if you find yourself in that territory, you're going to be taken care of and compensated and supported as you make this transition. All right, additional guidance coming in, good news coming, group number 3's way. And we have here imagination, yes, variety, fantasy, and mind. So being able to actually use your imagination. We have the number 63 here, which adds up to 9, closing out cycles where you feel like, well, it's just frivolous, it's a waste of time to use my imagination and be creative. No, you're closing out those cycles where you feel almost guilty. We were talking about that in another group, almost feeling guilty for, taking time for yourself or doing something creative or doing something you enjoy. We should not have to feel that way. But, in the societal structure that's set up is if we're not, contributing and being busy, then we're almost like a waste of space. And that is just so not true. On a spiritual level, that is so not true. But yes, there's also this sense of purpose behind whatever imagination you're bringing to the table. Could be imagining a space where you're wanting to redecorate a living room for someone I'm seeing here. Also someone wanting to write a book or create a website. You're just using your imagination and feeling this sense of purpose and motivation to use your imagination to come up with something really beautiful in whatever it is you're trying to create. And saving. So those empty nests here, some of you might actually be empty nesters and you're just wondering, like, what do I do with my child's room now that they're moved out? Or, now that I'm paying for college for my kid that just moved out, how am I going to be able to afford this? Or, my retirement or whatever it is. But you guys are going to be able very soon to preserve more money or save more money or collect more time, effort, resources that you need to create a bright future where you're not feeling the pinch of tomorrow's bills already hitting you before the next paycheck comes in. You feel like you have stability and security, especially with these nests here. They seem very sturdy and solid. It's just they're empty. So you're being able to fill them with the things that you need to feel secure, whether that's money, whether that's good relationships, whether that is food to eat, whatever this looks like for you. You're going to be able to save a proper amount of money, not just to cover what your expenses and your needs are, but to save for that rainy day as well. And then we have robbery here. So again, this is a good news, pick a card. So anywhere where you felt exploited or unfair or stolen from, lied to, cheated, this is very Seven of Swords kind of energy. Wherever you felt this way, you are examining these thoughts and these feelings, especially those that have ended a relationship where maybe you felt robbed of something in the relationship. You are examining these feelings, tuning into your inner self to get the utmost healing, clarity, and guidance to move forward through these traumas you've endured, to be able to come out feeling not like a victim anymore. But yes, maybe those things happen to you, but they do not define you. And in fact, they have made you even stronger. And I know sometimes that's kind of a weird way to look at things, like, oh, I'm glad that really bad thing happened because it made me stronger. Maybe you don't want the thing to happen again, but you are glad for the experience it brought you in being able to move through it and move forward. So let's get some additional guidance. Good news coming in for group number 3. All right. So we have here the Kali energy. Yes, step into the unknown. Do not be afraid. And of course, you're allowed to be afraid. You're allowed to feel however you dang well please. It's just being afraid and then doing it anyway. Stepping out of that comfort zone. So you're being asked basically to step into your North Node or your Rahu energy in your chart. So if you don't know where your Rahu or your North Node sits in your chart, you can always go to an online astrology calculator, whether you follow Vedic or Western astrology, and figure out your North Node placement, whichever one resonates most with you. Because the South Node is where you're coming from, and the North Node is where you're headed. And it's a balance of the two energies, actually. You can't just completely let go of the past, because we do need those past experiences to help shape the future as well. But stepping into the unknown, you're going to know the best way possible to do that, and what areas of life you're doing this in by looking to your North Node or your Rahu energy. And we also have curiosity. What sparks your interest? And that is where that imagination message comes in. So the good news is, those of you that feel any kind of creative block, or you just don't feel very motivated or passionate to create any kind of art or use your imagination in any way, you're getting this spark back in that regard, to where you are curious about what interests you. And even if you don't know what to spend your time doing or how to utilize your imagination, just saying inside your head, I'm curious. And that's period. Just I'm curious. I'm curious about life. I'm curious about this book. I'm curious about that. I'm curious about that. And even just asking your inner self, what am I curious about on a spirit level? Not even a soul level, because again, soul and ego are both matrix constructs. So we're getting out of the matrix, connecting directly to our spirit. So asking your spirit, from a spirit level, what am I interested in? What lights me up? What makes me tick? What is exciting to me? And you're going to be getting those very clear answers. But don't be afraid to connect to your inner self. I know a lot of times people say, oh yeah, it's so lovely to connect to my higher self or inner self. But a lot of other people say, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, there really is no one hard and fast way to do that. But one of the best ways I have learned to connect to my inner self is just to connect to my inner child, to connect to the things that do bring me that kind of curious energy, and just stepping into something without my judgment in place and just seeing what unfolds. That is a really good way. And also getting out and connecting with nature is another really good way to connect to your inner self. And also setting the intention as you sleep to connect to your inner self. I do that every single night. I no longer connect to the astral realm. Instead, I connect to my inner self, which is that spirit, which is directly connected to the original source creator outside of this matrix. I don't have to go to any of these astral realms or dumpster fires of all these other, crazy dimensions. I just connect to my inner self, and I have seen major results just getting very valid information about how to move forward in my waking life by doing so. There's a lot of good stuff coming in also that's going to spark your interest, and maybe your hobbies and your interests are shifting or changing at this time, which might be good news for some of you that really feel bored and stagnant with the things that you've already been focused on. So that is your message, group 3. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share, and even one little like or emoji on my channel here really does help the engagement and the algorithm. So thank you so much to those of you that do that and really help with the energy exchange here. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you that have been sending the donations, thank you so very much. Wow, we actually got a $100 donation here on the channel the other day, and I cannot even tell you how much that meant to me and how just absolutely shocked I was. Thank you so much. I don't know that the person wants me to tell their name, but you know who you are, so thank you so much for that. And thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you, group 3, right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye!